Tonight's matchup, the Lexington Minutemen versus the Mansfield Senior Tigers. It's live and free on the OH.Report.
They say it is hard to beat the same team 3 times in one season, but is this the same Tiger team that Lexington beat twice during the regular season? We're about to find out. It's the Division II District Semifinal between Lexington and Mansfield Senior coming up next.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
James 1 Incorporated, providing innovative workshops and training for school districts throughout Ohio. We specialize in the areas of cultural awareness and sensitivity, reaching the unreachable student, dangers of teen substance abuse, and more. We offer relevant workshops for coaches and student athletes, and with virtual options available for all trainings, call today and schedule your first session. James 1 Incorporated, first in promoting excellence through quality professional development.
We guarantee nobody else gets you closer to the action than our exclusive coverage. So give me a call, Brian Skoronsky, and let's make you a part of the game.
The exclamation point on the night for Maurice Ware. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Milestone Event Center pregame show. I am Brian Harter, along with Gregg Collins. We're at Ashland High School for the Division II District Semifinal between Mansfield Senior and the Lexington Minutemen. I am Brian Harter, along with Gregg Collins, and we have the Tygers of Mansfield Senior, 7-15 overall, 3-9 in the OCC. We know the story about the Tygers. They struggled during the regular season, but in the postseason, they have really turned things up a notch, and they take on the Lexington Minutemen, the number 3 seed in this district, 14-9 overall. They were 7-5 in the OCC. Now, Lexington had the upper hand during the regular season and defeated Lexington twice. But in talking to Scott Hamilton before tonight's game, he doesn't even think this is the same Mansfield Senior team that Lexington beat twice already.
Well, and I can see his concern, but we've had the last 4 Mansfield Senior games, and we've seen each of their opponents try to run with Mansfield Senior. One on this court where Ashland was vying for an outright conference championship, and it took a Denbo long three-pointer to send it into overtime, but Senior High was right there in the game the entire way. In the tournaments, the opponents have tried to run with them. That's where Senior High is at its best. I don't think Lexington's going to try to run with them.
How did Mansfield Senior get here? Well, they defeated Gallion last Wednesday night, 93-45, and then on Friday night, Mo Ware hit the game winner in the closing seconds as the Tigers defeated Shelby 54-52 in the sectional championship game, and that was another opportunity for the Tigers to make up for an earlier season loss in taking out the Shelby Whippets, and they're hoping there's a little bit more magic left in the bag as they come over here to Ashland High School to take on Lex.
Well, I think they're going to have to shoot the ball much better than they shot the ball in the regular season, and we've seen them over the last 4 games shoot the ball better from the perimeter. We've seen players like Legrand, Gibson, Roan, besides Haney, who we've seen all season, but those first 3 have really started to play much better, play a lot more, and shoot the ball much better.
So the Tigers, the keys for them for tonight's game, a couple of things. Is the third time a charm? Is this an opportunity for them to, I don't want to say sneak up on Lexington, but as we have said, they are playing differently right now.
Well, if you look at the scores from this season and the outcomes, Lexington got out to a quick start. But 3 teams that they played twice during the regular season figured out a way to play against them in the second time around. Ashland lost to them on this court early. Second time around, Ashland wins by 18 at Lexington. Madison loses early. Madison wins later. Mount Vernon loses early to Lexington. Mount Vernon wins later. So yeah, for some teams, they figured out the what it takes to beat Lexington. We'll see if Senior High, they get a third shot. We'll see if they can come up with it tonight.
Well, and defensively, they have got to take care of the big guys inside.
Well, there's no question. The last time these 2 teams played, Lexington did not make a 3-point shot. That's not good. But they only shot 2. Now, the good news for Mansfield Senior, you only allowed Lexington to get 5 offensive rebounds. The bad news, Lexington only missed 13 shots the entire night. Too many point-blank shots, too many shots at the basket, which was tough for Mansfield Senior to defend. So you're right. Mansfield Senior's got to defend the interior from the get-go.
As you see Lexington taking the floor right now, they defeated Clear Fork 60-26 in the sectional final. Junior Baden Forbes scored 17, collected 12 rebounds, and they really had no answer for him inside on either side of the floor.
Well, you know, you're right. You're right. We keep talking about the offense, and he's so effective down there, especially offensive rebounding. But defensively, he's a force. You can go out and give pressure on the ball if you're Lexington, because if your man beats you, they got to go in against big size inside.
Now, we have really simplified this, the keys for Lexington. It doesn't get any easier than this. They have got to go inside.
It's got to be pound, pound, pound. Pound the ball inside, pound the boards if you're Lexington, both offensively and defensively. And if anybody from Senior High tries to come in, you got to pound them.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question. And in talking with the senior high coaches, I don't know if Mansfield Senior has anybody on their roster that can match up with them. You have Elias Owens and you have Amon Thomas, but I think the key for Lexington or for Mansfield Senior defensively, they have got to get pressure on the Lexington guards and not give them any easy looks inside.
You're right. Now, those are a couple of bigs for Mansfield Senior, but they're inexperienced. And, you know, as we play tonight, they are not the basketball players that Baden Forup is. But if you're senior high, how are you going to help? Are you going to double off the ball? Are you going to have an assigned player double down? You know, I've always thought, when you have good size like Mansfield Senior, number one, you better be physical. You better win the block. If Forup catches the ball right at the block, or if Hudson catches the ball right at the block, there's not much you can do defensively. You're going to have to get them away from the block. You're going to have to be physical. You have to be there first and be physical and not let him win the block. And then when the ball goes inside to him, you've got to decide whether you're going to double or not.
Now, I think this might be a first for us. I don't think we can talk about both of these programs and being on the floor at the same time without mentioning the man sitting next to me, because you have been a vital part of both of these programs when you look at the history. 129 wins at Lex, 235 at Mansfield Senior, 2 state championships. You have put your fingerprint on both of these programs. So watching these guys that you played, that played for you, guys that coached with you, this has to be a special time for you.
Well, for me, it just goes back to some tremendous memories, some tremendous basketball players, and I know many of them. One from Atlanta, Georgia right now, Brian Lesh, who's still close to the program, whose son is an outstanding high school player in the Atlanta area. I know Brian's tuning in to us tonight to watch the game, and I was so fortunate to have great players like himself at Lexington, at Mansfield Senior. Boy, that makes it fun. As you know, as a previous coach, when you have great kids, great competitors, coaching's enjoyable.
We're going to pause now for the playing and singing of our national anthem. We are back here at Ashland High School, just a few minutes away from the opening tip-off between the Tygers of Mansfield Senior and the Lexington Minutemen. The winner of tonight's game will take on the winner of the second game of this doubleheader. Norwalk taking on number 1 seed Huron. And Norwalk, of course, led by Steve Gray, the guy who replaced you at Lexington. Yep. So your fingerprints are all over this district final.
Yeah, now Steve never coached with me, but yeah, Steve did follow me at Lexington, and obviously has had a great successful career at Norwalk.
Now you have to pull that graphic up again, because I want to point something out. If you take a look at this picture of Coach Collins,
it has
not that one.
Oh, okay.
Are you looking for a solid?
Oh, we got it here somewhere. There it is. Did you ever smile on the sideline?
When I got home at night, you know, they always say don't let them see you sweat. Well, a coach doesn't want to see you, let the players see you smile.
Thanks to
You're
Tricia
never
Brown
happy.
at Lexington High School for digging up those pictures for me. I really appreciate that. Now they're getting ready to introduce the starting lineups for both teams. We will start with the Tigers of Mansfield Senior under the direction of head coach Marquis Sykes. In his 5th season at Mansfield Season, he's going to stay with the small lineup. Jayante O'Brien, the 5'9 sophomore. Nathan Haney, the 5'8 junior. Carryon Lindsay, the 5'9 sophomore. Miles Bradley and Maurice Ware, who hit the game winner last Friday night. He rounds out the starting 5 for the TY Tigers. For Lexington, under the direction of Scott Hamilton, who is now the winningest coach in Lexington school history. We'll touch on more of that here in a minute. Jack Depperschmidt, one of the starting guards. Tyler Jackson, the other one. And Caden Eichler, Hudson Moore, and Baden Forup, the starting front line for the Lexington Minutemen. Forup scored 17 and grabbed 12 boards in the Lexington win last weekend. I'm excited to watch this. We've seen a couple what you call rematches play out toward the end of the season and into the postseason. And I think I agree with Scott Hamilton. This is a different Tiger team. And him and Nathan Loney both pointed out it all comes down to their defense and their pressure. If they cannot put pressure on the Lexington guards, it's going to be a long night.
Well, you're right, because for the season, Mansfield Senior allows 53% shooting inside the arc. That is not good. And that is not playing against the bigs like Lexington, but only twice. So if there is a weakness that Senior High has, it's interior defense. If there's a strength that Lexington has, I don't think there's any question, it's interior offense.
Lexington won the first 2 games this season. 60-53 was the final back in December, and 46-32 was the score back at the beginning of January. And we've talked a lot about pace. Does a lower scoring game favor Mansfield Senior?
No. No. Lexington, if you look at their scores, especially the second half of the season, are very low scoring games. Mansfield Senior, they have won some games when it's relatively low, but they want to get a little bit higher. Neither team is what you would call an offensive juggernaut. You know, Senior High averages 57, Lexington 53, so neither team really lights it up. But Lexington plays tremendous defense. They're allowing their opponents only 37% shooting inside the arc. Remember, I said Senior High is allowing 53%. That's a big difference.
And you talk a lot about easy baskets, and if Mansfield Senior can create offense from their defense, push the ball up the floor and score layups, they don't have to worry about going inside against Lexington's size.
Well, you're exactly right. Now, you know, people have asked me this week, what adjustments do you see? Well, number one, I don't see Lexington making any. You don't want to overcoach. You've won both games comfortably. Hey, stick to what got you here. If you're Mansfield Senior, they've got to make some adjustments. So, yeah, what are they going to do to create some easy baskets?
Lexington starts with the basketball, and right away you see that pressure up on Lex.
And right away you see Lexington go right inside, double right away. Very good defense by Bradley. Maurice Ware with a quick double inside. And that time Senior High did a good job of winning the block. If you saw Baden Forup, he was a little bit outside the block when he caught it, which makes it easier to double and makes it tougher for a one-on-one move.
Well, in the second he got the ball in his hands, Maurice Ware was all over it.
And he was. And Maurice is...
Ball out of bounds off of Haney, and it will go to Lexington.
And Maurice is such a big, strong kid. That's a good player to have double. You got to force Lexington to shoot from the perimeter.
Tigers with full court pressure.
It'll be interesting. We have not seen Senior High trap much this year. I've seen them play some man full court, which is they're doing right now, trying to get out in the passing lanes, trying to push the ball outside.
Depperschmidt inside, and he scores the first points of the ball game for Lex.
And that was not an easy shot. A little 5-6 foot pull up with a little bit of pressure on him. That was a tough shot off the dribble. I think if you're Senior, that's the one you're going to have to give up. That's a good sign for Lex.
Carry-on Lindsay gives up the basketball, so Lexington gets it back. Up early, 6:53 to go, 2-0. The winner of this game takes on either Norwalk or Huron. That game will be on Saturday, and you can see that game right here on OH.Report. Soft jumper does not fall for Hudson Moore, goes out of bounds. It will stay here at the Lexington end of the floor.
And right away, a rebounding opportunity for Senior High that they tip out of bounds, so Lex will get a second chance.
Maurice Ware, really the only size that Mansfield Senior has in the game right now with this small lineup. Miles Bradley on Baden Forup. Now they go to a little bit of a zone.
We saw Lex against Clear Fork, very, very patient with the basketball. Clear Fork came out in the zone, and Lex did a lot of skip passes and found the open player inside for some easy bunnies.
Jumper by Eichler, and Lex up 4-0. Now that is something that Marquis Sykes is not going to be happy about. You cannot have unforced errors against a team like Lex.
And the first half of the season, Senior High averaged over 20 turnovers. Thus, they had a very poor record. Second half of the season, it's gotten better. Last 4 or 5 games, it's gotten better. Thus, they've won some of those, but you're exactly right. You know, in a game like this where you're the underdog, you can't just give the basketball away.
Moore launches a three. And it's off of the top of the support, so it will go to Mansfield Senior. Of course, the Tygers with a big win against Shelby in the sectional final. Maurice Ware hitting a jumper at the buzzer. Well, a little before the buzzer.
Right, just before it. A good feed to him and a good bank shot. But we are 2.5 minutes in, and we have not seen Senior High get a shot off yet.
Haney. And forces up a shot.
That was just
and
good
a
defense.
travel. They're going to get it back. As Lexington unable to start their transition game, Tyler Jackson coughs it up. Scott Hamilton in his 10th season. He now has 159 career wins at Lex. That is the best in school history. The win over Clear Fork put him at the top of that mountain.
Senior High with good ball movement, good ball reversal.
O'Brien inside with a runner in the lane, and the Tygers are on the board.
And that was a good pull-up, and you're right, that was a runner, because if he continues to go, it's going to be an offensive charge.
When I was talking to Marquise Bradley before the game, Nathan Loney was there as well, and he points to Giante O'Brien being inserted into the lineup as the difference as a foul is committed against the Tygers. He feels that is the difference in what really jump-started this team defensively.
Well, he's a quick athlete, gives you great pressure, and, you know, he also gives you a little bit of offense.
Inside to Forup, and again he feels the heat as he's surrounded by white jerseys.
Very good double down by Senior High that time.
Well, the Tigers have done it at the defensive end, only giving up 4 points. Lindsay pulls up just outside the free throw line. It doesn't go, and they have only scored 2 points at the offensive end.
And not been able to get any shot at the basket. Everything has been on the perimeter, which means Lexington is doing their job defensively.
Look inside to Eichler. Turnaround on Bradley, no. Baden Forup can't handle the rebound, and it goes to the Tigers.
Now, Caden Eichler had 18 points, 9 for 12 in the last outing against Senior High. So, obviously, you got to worry about the interior with Forup. You got to worry about it with Hudson. But, you know, Eichler is also a player that can do damage in there.
Kincaid Gibson from the free throw line. And Maurice Ware skies for the rebound.
That's an offensive rebound for Senior High, which has been few and far between against Lexington this year. But that time, Maurice Ware works hard, gets the offensive putback.
And Cade Gibson into the lineup for Mansfield Senior. He has been a spark offensively for this team. Forup in the lane. And Baden Forup has been held scoreless here with 3.5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. And a long pass up ahead, and O'Brien, who is a wide receiver of the football team, could not come down inbounds.
That was probably an ill-advised pass. That was a tough catch, let alone trying to stay inbounds, let alone trying to get it to a teammate.
Get the ball into A.J. Young. Now into the ball game for Scott Hamilton.
A.J. Young, over his career, has been a good three-point shooter. He's not having a great year from the line, outside the line this year, but he has proven over the years that he can shoot the perimeter shot. Good.
Lob it inside to Forup, and he's got his first bucket of the night.
Well, that time side to front him, which is fine, but you better have backside help because you're fronting with 6 foot against 6'7". That's too easy of a pass inside, especially from the wing. There's got to be backside help.
Well, and he showed nice footwork and a nice seal.
And he does. He does a good job. He's well coached in that area.
All the talk about the Lexington offense, and it's their defense that has really played well here in this first quarter.
I'm sure Senior High would like to get something easy, like another Maurice Ware offensive rebound.
Bradley just inside the free throw line.
And again, we've talked about it before with Bradley. He's a defensive player, great effort. Anything you can get from him offensively is a plus. He's got a tough matchup right now with Forup because of his size.
A.J. Young puts it on the floor, off balance, no, and the ball down to Bradley. We're tied at 6 as we're under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. The winner advances to the district championship.
You see how Lex can give great pressure because, again, when Senior High penetrates, most of the time there's going to be Forup inside who's going to be able to protect the rim. Little horns look right now is what we call it, with a double high. Trapped by Senior High. And
foul's going to be on Maurice Ware. That'll be his first.
And that is certainly one player they can least afford to lose.
Brock Hill checks in for Mansfield Senior. Jayante O'Brien sits down. Amon Thomas in as well, so now the Tigers with some size to go against Baden Forup.
Besides height, Brock Hill brings great strength, and boy, did he have a game against Gallion. Did he put on a show in Bucyrus?
Elijah Hudson off the bench as well for Lex. Thomas with a nice job against Forup, who's got to kick it back out.
That was good footwork. Again, though, he made Forup catch it away from the basket, which is a little easier to play defense, tougher to play offense. Both teams doing a lot of dribbling.
Inside to Forup.
Double right away. I think we can see what Senior High's game plan is.
Off balance shot, no. But Hudson Moore is going to go to the line.
That's one of those where we saw in pregame during warm-up, Senior High was taking charges right there. When a guy catches the ball at the free throw line or above, it takes 3 dribbles to get to the rim. You got to have a defender in front of him.
Hudson Moore at the line, and he misses the first one. He scored 20 against the Tigers in their first meeting this season.
Obviously, he's had some big games in his career. Now, Brian, we've talked about this so often. 39 seconds left in the game.
Are they going to milk it for the last shot, or are they going to come down and shoot it?
And we've seen Senior High have 2 or 3 possessions at this. I think you got to milk it. I think, you got it where you want it right now if you're senior high. You're the underdog. Go for the last shot. Set up something with under 10, and it looks like that's what they're going to do here. Does it look like Lex maybe in a 2-3 zone?
Kyvie Roan now into the ball game for Mansfield Senior. Brock Hill with the big game against Gallion in the sectional semifinal. Perfect from the floor, had 18 points. And he's a guy that cannot leave open on the perimeter, and Gibson misses a rare shot from the baseline. And the rebound down to Lex, and that will do it. The first quarter in the books, Lexington 7, Mansfield Senior 6. You're watching boys high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH.Report.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
James One Incorporated, providing innovative workshops and training for school districts throughout Ohio. We specialize in the areas of cultural awareness and sensitivity, dangers of teen substance abuse, and more. Call today and schedule your first session. First in promoting excellence through quality professional development.
Lexington with a 1-point lead as we start the second quarter. It's been a low-scoring affair here so far.
And I think we can see the game plan for both teams.
Depperschmidt with a three that doesn't go, and a foul on Lex.
And that's what I'm sure Coach Sykes is hoping with the zone is to force the perimeter shot. Maybe not quite as open as that, maybe a little bit more pressure, but force the perimeter shot and box out and rebound and go.
Elijah Hudson whistled for the foul. That's his first. That's the team first for Lexington here as we start the second quarter.
We've talked about it through the entire tournament. The further you go, the more the officials are going to let you play.
Block inside by Forup, and the defensive presence of number 32 being felt now.
Exactly. I mean, senior high trying to get the ball to the basket. Most of the season, they're able to at least get a shot up, but not here with Forup.
Another shot outside, left open and missed by Eichler, but a steal, and here comes Lex at the other end. It's Eichler again. Eichler leads all scores with 4,
but
the lead is up to 3.
Great job at defense by Depperschmidt. He was behind the ball, so instead of just running down the court, he runs behind the ball and flicks it. Gets a steal.
Lexington doing a really good job of just plugging up everything inside. And Maurice Ware, who has been very quiet here in this first half.
And now with the bigs in for senior high.
Gibson has his blocked as we talk about bigs.
Yeah, it's just there's no chance. That's just not a good shot selection. There's no chance. And with senior high having a couple of bigs that aren't really perimeter threats, Forup can just wait under the basket and invite anybody to dribble penetrate.
Jacob Legrand, the freshman who has played very well as of late, is at the scores table and ready to come in. So Marquis Sykes just looking for some kind of a spark as Maurice Ware gets the rebound off the Forup miss. Ware on Eichler. And he's blocked. It's out of bounds. It'll stay with the Tygers.
Again, now the senior high goes with a little bit smaller lineup, but you're going to see Forup probably defend someone who's not a perimeter threat to give him the ability to stay under the basket and defend and protect the basket.
Ball poked away by Depperschmidt.
That's his
and
second.
he bobbled it, or it would have been a layup.
Great, his second straight steal for Depperschmidt. He's had active hands.
3 in the air by Jackson, doesn't go, and Ware with the rebound, and a quick foul called on Jack Depperschmidt in transition. They did not want to let the Tigers get out and run.
No, that would have been the first time we'd have seen a transition where Mansfield had the numbers. In the NBA, they might call that a flagrant one when you try to hold up a transition when your team's outnumbered. We don't call that in high school.
Elijah Hudson back in for Lexington.
Now, I pose you this question, Brian. Where's the offense going to come from senior high right now? Is it going to have to be a perimeter shot? And if it is, it's probably going to be with pressure in their face because, again, Forup doing such a good job protecting underneath the rim.
But he is not in the game right now, so it'll be interesting to see if they can get to the basket. Bradley does, but it's partially blocked, and the rebound comes down to Moore.
Now Lexington is going a little 5 out, it looks like. Good
and
defense.
The ball pressure off the trap, and the Tigers are going to get out and run. And Maurice Ware is fouled by Tyler Jackson.
But that was a good foul by Tyler Jackson. It was either foul, send him to the free throw line, or give him a layup. So right now, neither team in foul trouble. Take the foul, make him go to the free throw line and earn it.
Ware with 2. Hit that game winner against Shelby in the sectional title game.
Now, you said Forup was out. How long was he out?
Not very long.
From one dead ball to another?
Well, and you can attest to this. The farther you get into the tournament, the more the chess game goes because the games get tighter.
Well, they do, and generally they become more half court. How good of a foul by Tyler Jackson?
Missed them both.
Missed them both. Senior high goes scoreless this quarter.
Tigers staying with the zone, getting some traps out of it inside to Forup. And he has not gotten a clean look at the basket yet.
No, he hasn't, but the double team left him, so he at least got the ball into the paint for a jump shot.
There he's whistled for the foul on the rebound.
I think if you're senior high and you're going to double, and you're going to double out at 10 feet, stay on that double until he gets rid of it. Otherwise, as he showed right there, he'll dribble within 5 feet. And, there's a lot of players. He's just going to jump over and shoot.
Well,
and
he did that against Clear Fork. It was almost a man among boys.
It was.
Grabbed
right.
every rebound that he wanted, got very good looks at the basket, and that has not been the case here tonight. Bradley, and all of a sudden, Miles Bradley with a scoring burst. He's got 4, and the Tigers are within 1.
When what Miles did so well, he screened, he rolled, caught the ball, and then because of the size of Forup, he had a little step back too. Nice touch, nice shot.
Talk a lot about his defense. He's just a smart, heady player that really understands his role as he grabs the rebound. Now they had a running opportunity to get it up to Ware, but Lex with a nice job getting back, and Maurice Ware forces a jumper over 3 purple jerseys.
Exactly. That's what's not advised, not to go against 3. And Lex with a transition, get an easy look. Poor communication by senior high. They leave probably Lexington's best player alone underneath the basket. That's not a good formula.
Carry on Lindsay with the jumper.
And I think that's the first layup we've seen. That was a nice move, nice finish.
Lex with a 1-point lead. Personal on Lindsay, that's his first. Kate Eichler back in, along with A.J. Depperschmidt.
Remember, as I said before, Caden Eichler, number 2, scored 18 in their last game. None from the 3, so everything was inside the arc and used his height, and he is a good mid-range shooter, we've seen already today.
Forup. And a tough shot from behind the backboard. Up ahead to Haney. And he could not gather himself to get a good shot off. And Lex pushes up by 1.
Caden Eichler just outworked everybody for that rebound. Looked like two Tigers.
Inside to Hudson Moore.
Against the zone so often that 10-foot area will be open, and he did a good job flashing to it, and catching and turning and shooting.
Starting to feel it offensively, but Bradley misses the outside jumper there. Back to Moore. And Forup can't connect on the offensive rebound. He's fouled on the second try.
Well, if you're senior high, you can't, one, let Lexington outrun you down the court, and two, get multiple shots at the basket.
So Baden Forup at the line. He's got 4 points. Now leads all scorers with 5 as he pushes the lead back to 4.
As physical a player as he is, I bet you he spends a lot of time at the free throw line. He's going to get fouled quite often. He's been very aggressive, very active on the boards. He's been fouled.
He misses, but an offensive rebound keeps the possession alive, and a 3 does not go.
And again, that's just, if you're senior high, you can't have that.
Hustle, and the ball loose, and here comes Lex with it.
Lexington just out hustling senior high right now. Again, came from behind, flicked the ball, and got the steal.
And a foul, that's going to be on Forup, and that'll be his second. You talk about the trips to the line for Forup. He's been to the line 80 times. That's second on the team behind Hudson Moore.
Well, and Hudson Moore's another one that's very physical. So you expect those two guys to go to the line a great deal.
Low-scoring ball game, 14-10, 1:28 to go in the first half. And as you mentioned at the beginning of this game, you think this does not favor Mansfield Senior.
No, I think this is how Lexington wants to play. This is how they've played maybe the entire season. For most of the season that I've looked at their scores are very, very low. The games that I've been able to watch, the scores are very, very low. They're going to be patient. They're going to try to pound the ball inside. And if you're going to defend the inside, they're just going to be more patient and try to find an opening for a good shot in the paint. As we stand right now with a minute and a half to go, I don't believe Lex has a 3 yet. They've shot a few. But they have beaten senior high on transition a couple of times, which is the difference in the game right now.
Miles Bradley is the Tigers' leading scorer with 4, and no offense to Miles Bradley, but when he's your leading scorer, you need offense from somewhere else.
Exactly. You're exactly right. They just ran a set out of the timeout for Roan, who we've seen have or Jacob Legrand, I'm sorry. And we've seen Jacob shoot the ball extremely well. That time not able to knock it down, but they run a set for him out of the timeout.
Tigers getting a lot of ball pressure on the perimeter.
Both teams with their leading scorers out of the game as we speak, though Lexington has multiple options.
And an offensive foul is going to be called as the freshman steps in, Jacob Legrand, and takes the charge.
And that was a good call. Good step in by Legrand. Otherwise, Lex had him beat. Now, 33 seconds left. Do you go for the last shot? I say yes.
Haney comes in, who is a very good three-point shooter. Maurice Ware is still on the bench with 30 seconds to go. O'Brien LeGrand puts it on the floor inside to Thomas, who wasn't looking for the ball. But they're going to say it's off of Lex, so it will stay with the Tigers with 13 seconds to go before halftime.
And what Jacob has to remember, good penetration, that's got to be a bounce pass. A bounce pass is easier to catch, especially for a big. Try to go to the basket.
Now Maurice Ware with two personals comes in. Amon Thomas will sit down, so wouldn't be surprised to see them run something for number 3. Ball tapped out of bounds, almost into the hands of Lex. Now they do get it.
So Lex has a chance for the last shot.
But they push it right up the floor. Ball tapped out of bounds. It went off of Jayante O'Brien. So it will stay with Lexington with 2.3 seconds to go. Hudson Moore in the lineup. Baden Forup comes back in. Little lob.
Well, 2.3, you can lob or just getting the ball. He is able to just turn and shoot over anybody from senior high.
Mon Thomas tries to front Forup. Into the corner. Eichler does not go, and that will do it for the first half. Lexington with a 4-point lead at the intermission. You're watching boys high school tournament basketball live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Hi, I'm OH.Report founder Brian Skoronsky, and you've just enjoyed first half action live and free exclusively right here on the OH Report. But stick around, still plenty more to come right here as our boys high school basketball returns after this.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
James One Incorporated, providing innovative workshops and training for school districts throughout Ohio. We specialize in the areas of cultural awareness and sensitivity, reaching the unreachable student, dangers of teen substance abuse, and more. We offer relevant workshops for coaches and student athletes, and with virtual options available for all trainings, call today and schedule your first session. James One Incorporated, first in promoting excellence through quality professional development.
We guarantee nobody else gets you closer to the action than our exclusive coverage. So give me a call, Brian Skoronsky, and let's make you a part of the game.
The exclamation point on the night for Maurice Ware. It is halftime here at Ashland High School in this Division II district semifinal between Mansfield Senior and Lexington. And no, we have not gone back to football season.
That's right.
Lexington up 14-10, a very low scoring. You made the analogy last at the sectionals about this is almost like a pitcher's duel. This is a very low scoring defensive affair. All the talk about the Lexington offense and Baden Forup and all the size inside, I've really been impressed with how they have just closed the lane against a team like Mansfield Senior. And you've talked all season about how Mansfield Senior, when they want to win or they can win, they have to attack inside.
Well, they do. They have to create some easy baskets, and they've done it late in the season via dribble penetration because their half-court offense is much, much better. They're getting a lot more body movement, which means the defense is occupied with everybody on the court, opens up the lanes a little bit. But tonight, that lane is clogged up by a man named Mr. Forup. He just protects the rim, and when Senior High does dribble penetrate the few times, the shots they've put up are just tough shots.
Now, as we take a look at the halftime numbers, I will remind you, this is for a half. This is not for a quarter. This is first half, 2 quarters of basketball, and not a whole lot of offense, and no threes by either team.
No, and you know, you look at Lexington, they've had a couple of good looks. I'd say 3 or 4 or 5 good looks, but have not been able to knock any down. Senior High, there's been pressure on them. And again, why is there pressure on them? Because the defense knows out on the perimeter that if you beat me to the basket, we got Baden Forup back there to protect the rim. So that makes it a lot easier to guard on the perimeter.
Maurice Ware, very quiet in the first half, only 2 points for Lexington. Baden Forup with 5. He leads all scorers. And for the Tygers of Mansfield Senior, Miles Bradley with 4. And again, this is no disrespect to Miles Bradley. He's a defensive guy, but when he is your leading scorer, that means that your offense is not getting anything from anybody else. And if you're Scott Hamilton, you want Miles Bradley to have 4.
Well, exactly, and to be the leading scorer. But, you know, here we are, 24 games into the season, and statistics show you that Miles is not in the game because of his offensive weapons. He's in the game because he plays so hard. He plays great defense. He's a great team player. So if he is contributing offensively and he is your leading scorer, that's probably not a good sign. But I can guarantee you it's not a good sign when he's your leading scorer when he only has 4 points.
Well, and it's also not a good sign when Maurice Ware only has 2. He does have 4 rebounds.
Yep.
But he's got 2 fouls, so he had to sit a little bit more in that second quarter than he normally would. But they've got to get him going offensively. And it wouldn't hurt to get somebody like Haney or Legrand or somebody else to give them some kind of offense. Otherwise, Lexington's looking at a trip to the district final.
Well, I think you're right. And I think what's going to be essential here in the third period is if Maurice Ware or Forup, does one of them collect his 3rd foul? Because both of them are so essential to the way their teams play, especially Maurice Ware. He is by far and away their biggest offensive threat. Now, with Lexington, Forup, he's an offensive threat, but they have some other players that can contribute offensively. but he is such a good defensive threat inside the paint area that if he gets 3, that changes things a little bit. Maurice Ware gets 3, that changes things for senior high.
Now the box score for Baden Forup is a little more complete. 5.7 rebounds and 2 block shots. So he, as you said, is making his presence felt at both ends of the floor.
Well, and I know, Brian, that you're a big football guy, and I know they talk about linemen that have tackles for loss and then also linemen that rush the quarterback. Well, he might only have 2 blocks, but he's also altered some shots where he hasn't touched it, but just his presence has made the senior high players shoot a little bit different than what they're normally used to shooting.
Well, his presence, Moore's presence, and Eichler's presence inside has really closed down everything that Mansfield Senior wants to do, whether it's drive to the basket and finish or penetrate and kick.
Well, but let me also add, you mentioned Caden Eichler. I think he's doing a good one-on-one job with Maurice Ware. He's got the size. It looks like he has the athletic ability. He's been doing a great job with Maurice Ware, not allowing Maurice get to the paint and at least try to challenge inside.
Well, it's do or die now for the Tigers as they get ready to start the second half, and that was what the Mansfield Senior coaches told me. The reason they have played so well lately, there's a sense of urgency now with this team. Their backs are up against the wall now here as we start the third quarter.
Yeah, I tell you, when was the last time a senior high team had 10 points at halftime? It's been a while, but that's the bad news. The good news is you're only down 4.
They look inside to Ware. Out to Haney for 3. And it just rimmed out.
A good job by Lex when on that set that from the timeout that Marquise called, they had Ware posting up, and Lex did a good job of doubling down, forcing the kick out.
Tyler Jackson surveys the defense. Back outside, that's Moore. Forup gets free inside, and that's the easiest look he's had all night.
He did. That was just too easy of a dribble. Too easy of a dribble to get to the basket. You can't leave him. You got to know that other players, as they dribble penetrate, they're going to be looking for him.
Moore could have been whistled for an offensive foul on that possession, but Lex up by 6, 7:04 to go, third quarter. The winner taking on Norwalk or Huron. That's the second game of this doubleheader. We will also have that game for you on OH.Report.
The biggest lead for Lex in the first half was 4, so they put that to 6 right now. In a low-scoring game, 6 points, that's a lot.
Malachi Johnson now into the lineup for Mansfield Senior. And a little miscommunication between Carryon Lindsay and Haney, and it goes to Lex.
And it was just very good on-ball defense that time. Not allowing to get to the basket, forcing him to kick it out, and there was nobody there to kick it to.
Moore on Ware. And it's blocked by Bradley, and it goes out of bounds, and it will stay with Lex.
But you saw Maurice Ware. I thought that was a great play, and I don't know if we have that on replay, but watch this, how Maurice Ware leaves his man after Bradley picks him up to double or to find Forup inside.
Moore with an off-balance shot that doesn't go. It's batted around, and it'll go to Lex. Right in front of Scott Hamilton and the Lexington bench.
Senior high needs a long rebound, get the ball out on transition, try to get an easy basket here, start the second half. I say start, we're already over 2 minutes in, and we yet to have a basket by Mansfield.
Look inside. Forup with an offensive rebound, it's up and in.
And he just wanted it more than anybody from senior high that time.
He now has 9. No one in double figures yet.
And, that's unexcusable because that young man's going after the boards.
Maurice Ware from the elbow, his first bucket, and Mansfield Senior's first basket of the third quarter. And Maurice Ware now with 4.
Big basket by Ware that time.
Depperschmidt looks inside. And Moore with another offensive rebound, and a shot comes down to Malachi Johnson, and the Tigers with a chance to trim this 6-point deficit. Ware in the lane.
Nice move, and I thought that time the Baden Forup maybe got out of the way. He knows he has 2 fouls. Didn't want to pick up a third, so he just got out of the way and let Maurice finish that time.
Tigers pulled it within 4. They're going to call the foul on Malachi Johnson. Carryon Lindsay will sit down. Jayante O'Brien out. Elias Owens now in for Mansfield Senior. And Amon Thomas will sit down. O'Brien. And that's going to be on Maurice Ware. That's number 3.
That's a tough one. Yeah, he wants to trap. He wants to get the steal, but he didn't stay low enough and picked up his third foul, and that's big. We said between he and Forup, who's going to pick up number 3 first. Now, Marquise is going to let him play through it, but we'll see how aggressive he gets with 3 fouls.
Lexington up by 4. And they're going to slow it down.
They're going to hold the ball and make Senior High come out and play a little man-to-man. Interesting how they're matching up, I see Senior High. Well, it looks like they're going to stay in their zone. Now they're going to go man.
Well, you've got Owens and you have Ware. Owens is going to take Forup,
which I think is a good matchup, especially with Ware with 3.
And Ware originally was on Eichler. And then Bradley pops over to Hudson Moore. Off balance shot doesn't go. They're going to call an offensive foul, and he's a little slow to get up as Tyler Jackson.
Now, it's an offensive foul, but if you're Marquise Sykes, do you want Maurice Ware stepping in to take that right now? I mean, that's a...
Well, and he just went over toward the bench, and that's probably what he told him.
Said, I would rather them score than you pick up number 4, baby. You need to be in the game.
Tigers down by 4, looking for offense here in the third quarter. Baskets have been very hard to come by, really by both teams.
Yes, yeah, both teams playing good defense.
O'Brien into the lane to Owens. And it's blocked by Forup, his 3rd block of the night.
And we're talking about a player in Owens who is 6'5" himself.
Nice look to Depperschmidt. That was a nice assist by the big fella.
That was. He recognized the double right away.
And Forup gets another block on Owens.
Well, and that's where Owens, his inexperience. He faded away. You're 6'5", young man. Take the ball hard to the basket.
Ball poked out by Haney. It will stay with Lex. The Minutemen up by 6. And they're flexing their defensive muscles here. Inside to Forup. Moore over Owens. And it's batted around, and this should go to Lexington.
I'm thinking back to the first quarter where Caden Eichler hit about a 10-footer. And besides that, I don't know if Lex has scored outside 10 feet. They might have a basket or two, but not too many. Everything is inside 10 feet right there near the rim.
Amon Thomas in. Owens will sit down. A.J. Young almost with a 3 opportunity. And the first 3 of the game, Elijah Hudson hits it for Lex, and they're up by 9.
9-point lead, which is going to be tough for Senior High now with the way they've struggled to score.
And Ware has his shot blocked. And we have not said that. I don't know if we've said that once this year. You're a step and a foul as Hudson Moore will go to the line. And Lex can smell it here with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter.
And that was a good Euro step to avoid the charge and get the ball in the paint. You see the difference. He takes it up strong, gets a 3-point play. We're down at the other end, a little fadeaway going to the basket. Fora blocks it.
The Lexington cheering section giving it to the Mansfield Senior Tigers. 11-point lead, the largest of the night, and Marquise Sykes forced to call a timeout and to try to stem the tide here as they have really struggled. Only 4 points in this third quarter. They had 6 in the first and only 4 in the second.
And you go back to their last outing against Lexington, and they scored all right, except in the second where they only scored 2 points, and in the fourth where they only scored 6 points. They were in double figures the other 2 quarters. They've got to find a way to score. They've got to find a way to defend in the interior. Again, everything from Lex, which is smart. Hey, they know they can dominate. We said one of the keys for Lex, pound it inside. Well, I think they're getting it in. And I think they're doing it.
25-14 Lexington, 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Hudson Moore at the line. Moore with 5. And Reese Ware skies for the miss.
That was a nice rebound. I think he came from across the lane to grab that.
Miles Bradley into the paint, and a reach-in foul is going to be called on A.J. Depperschmidt.
That's a foul on Depperschmidt. It's only 2 team fouls. Again, referees are letting you play a little bit. 3 team fouls right now for Senior High, 2 for Lexington. The only person in foul trouble that I could think of is Maurice Ware with 3. And, you know, when you're down 11, you got to let him play through that. He's your offense.
Eichler and Fora back in for Lexington. Inside to Thomas. And ball out of bounds. It's knocked off the fingertips of Elijah Hudson.
Now, I like that move by Amon Thomas that time, though. He caught the ball, and instead of fading, instead of just jumping up, he leaned right into the defense and tried to get the basket. That was a good offensive rebound, offensive putback.
And a whistle away from the ball, and another timeout called by Lexington with 1:40 to go. Why did Scott Hamilton take that timeout?
You know, I don't know. They have momentum going in their favor right now. I don't know if he just saw something that he said, hey, I think we have a defense we could put in right now that will work. I haven't seen Senior High do anything unbelievable on their baseline out of bound plays, so you know, I don't know, but maybe you just want to give the kids a rest.
Tigers with 3 timeouts left. Lexington with 4. There's Scott Hamilton, the all-time winningest coach at Lexington. And many people might wonder why you are not. You weren't there long enough.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go with that.
You have him in the important category. You've got him in tournament wins.
There you go. And I'm sure that's going to come to an end here pretty soon. Nice move by Ware. You got to finish that, put it back. Nice rebound by Thomas. That time Forup had to go and help with Ware. Thomas did a good job. Thomas playing well. Again, good offensive rebound, but not fading. Taking it strong to the hoop.
That shot might even have been partially blocked, but it still dropped. They look inside, an ill-advised pass, but the Tigers still can't come up with it.
And that was Thomas with the hands on it. Ooh.
Almost a travel by A.J. Young.
Senior.
Yep, Legrand with the hands there.
With 55 seconds to go in the quarter, Senior High really needs to get a little momentum going into the quarter. Not only do they need a stop here at the end, but they really could use a turnover, a steal, and a transition bucket. Something to give them a little confidence going into the fourth quarter.
Ball knocked away momentarily. Left open for three outside. It doesn't go. Elijah Hudson with the miss, and nice hustle in front of the Lexington bench, but it's going to stay with Mansfield Senior.
And again, that might be what Lexington wanted, but to me, you got a 9-point lead. You can get that shot with 5 seconds to go in the quarter. Why shoot it with 35? Right now, if you're Lex, you're giving Senior High a chance to gain a little momentum. We'll see if they'll take advantage of it. We'll see if Lex's defense will make a stop.
O'Brien goes inside, off-balance shot, but Thomas is there to clean it up, and he's fouled. He brought the ball down, and he was fouled by Eichler, so Thomas will go to the line.
Good move by Lexington now with 24 seconds left. Bring Forup back in. You know, you're going to have an offensive possession here most likely.
Thomas, a 52% free throw shooter, and he misses the first one.
Well, we've said often this season about Senior High has struggled from the free throw line.
Scored 7, grabbed 7 rebounds in Thomas against Lexington back in December. Splits the pair.
Again, if you're Senior High, boy, you could use a turnover right now. Use a steal and an easy basket.
Malachi Johnson. And that's a turnover.
Good on-the-ball defense that time.
So the Tigers with another chance with 16 seconds to go. Maurice Ware quickly up off the bench for the Tigers along with Carryon Lindsay.
And quickly, a couple of strategic moves by both coaches. Mansfield brings in a few offensive players. Lexington takes out Forup, not because he's not a good defensive player, just would like to, exactly. Love to see him go in the fourth quarter with only 2.
But he brings in 6'7" sophomore Elijah Hudson. And Moore, with his presence felt defensively, though it stays with the Tigers as they'll get the ball with 5 seconds to go in the third quarter. They lob it into Ware. And Ware is fouled. And they've got some fouls to give.
You do, but you'd really like to save those fouls to give to the fourth period if you could. I don't know if that was from the bench.
LeGrand gets it into Ware. Long 3. And that has really been the story for the Tigers in the first 3 quarters as Ware comes up short. 8 minutes to go. Lex 25, Mansfield Senior 17. You're watching high school tournament basketball live and free exclusively on the OH.Report.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
James One Incorporated, providing innovative workshops and training for school districts throughout Ohio. We specialize in the areas of cultural awareness and sensitivity, dangers of teen substance abuse, and more. Call today and schedule your first session. First in promoting excellence through quality professional development.
The Lexington Minutemen 8 minutes away from the district final. And a foul's going to be called on Jayante O'Brien. Lex with a 25-17 lead. Brian Harter, Gregg Collins from Ashland High School, and it has been a defensive tussle, to say the least.
Yeah, it's been hard to come by points.
Maurice Ware, and he will lay it up and in at the other end.
Great hustle back by Jack Depperschmidt, just not able to stop Maurice Ware.
Ware now with 8. Ball up ahead to Forup. And Kincaid Gibson with a big rebound.
Now Senior High's out running again.
And they're going to call an offensive foul on Ware. That's his 4th.
That's big. That's big.
7:21 to go in the 4th quarter. Ware picks up personal number 4.
Now, I know we had the replay. I didn't get a good look at it. Our angle is not great, but you could tell Lexington defense was in position. They were down there. That's a tough take by Maurice. But 2 straight turnovers by Lexington, or by Senior High. They need some more forced turnovers, create some easy points.
So Ware has to come out with the Tigers down by 6.
Now it's really hard to come by points if you're Senior High.
O'Brien all over Tyler Jackson. Suffocating defense. Back door. And ball almost gets away from Lex. They're going to call a foul.
Right in front of the Lex cheering section. The kids weren't going to let the referee miss that one.
Miles Bradley with his 2nd. And that pass almost got away from Tyler Jackson. Jack Depperschmidt at the line with 4.
That's 17 fouls for Senior High, so Lex will be at the line shooting a 1-1. 5 team fouls by Lexington at this point.
Scored 10 against the Tigers back at the end of January. And tonight he's got 5. Make that 6. O'Brien for 3. And Bradley will reset it.
And that's a good shot. We've seen him knock down that shot, especially without Maurice Ware in. You're not going to get much better looks than that right there. Good ball movement by Senior High.
Now the question, where do you get offense with this lineup here on the floor?
That's tough. I think it's going to have to be a perimeter shot.
Kerryon Lindsay thought about it.
I mean, a nice feed inside, but just not anywhere he's going to be able to go with it against Lex's bigs. I think it's a good move by Senior High right now. Marquise is getting in another shooter.
Jacob Legrand and Nathaniel Haney. So they get a little bit of perimeter offense on the floor as Bradley and Kerryon Lindsay will sit down.
So now they have 3 guys that are capable of hitting the 3 and 1 guy that can hit the 15-footer.
Problem is they have not found any space, and then they turn the ball over.
Yep, not a good possession for Senior High. Outstanding defense by Lex.
And Haney will be whistled for foul number 2. Caden Eichler at the line. He's got 4 points. And Eichler, a 57% free throw shooter.
And an offensive board, which is inexcusable again.
Eichler.
And a good feed inside to Forup, and he just muscles it in.
And Forup now in double figures with 11. The first of the game for either team.
And Senior High has to come back with Ware, with 4 fouls or not.
Haney misses from outside, and Lexington with the rebound. Yeah, Maurice Ware sitting at the scorer's table, so he will come in at the next dead ball.
You know, we can certainly notice a difference in this game than the last few that Senior High has played. They're not able to get transition. They've lived in transition in the previous 3-4 games. Tonight, very little transition.
Baden Forup with an offensive rebound. And Forup starting to really flex now. He's got 13, and the lead is 31-19.
Just dominating the boards.
He is 6 points away as LeGrand puts up the three, and it goes in. The first three made by Mansfield Senior tonight. It pulls him to within 9.
But with 4 minutes to go, there are not a lot of possessions left.
Eichler from the baseline. Well, if the Tigers can go 3 for 2, they'll take it. But they need it. The pass goes through the baseline, and Lexington will take possession. Maurice Ware back in with 4 fouls. Miles Bradley in. So it's Haney, LeGrand, Bradley, Ware, and O'Brien for the Tigers. And it's Moore, Depperschmidt, Eichler, Forup. And a traveling violation, and Lexington will cough it up.
And as I said before, if you throw a bounce pass, that's easier to catch, easier to convert.
Timeout on the floor, 3:36 to go, and Lexington up 33-22. As we talked about tournament wins, we talked about wins overall. Of course, the man sitting next to me with 26, that's the most in Lexington history. John Barr, who coached Lexington from 61 to 72, has 23. And Scott Hamilton has 19, but he's knocking on the door to number 20.
Oh, I think he's very, very close. Again, 11-point lead with 3:36 to go in a game where there have just been very, very few possessions. That's tough. It's going to be Senior High's got to find a way now. They're going to have to gamble. They're going to have to find a way to cause some turnovers, which might open some things up inside more than it already has been for Forup.
And they'll have to do it with Maurice Ware with 4 personal fouls, but he cannot afford to play soft at this point.
No, not at all. I mean, hey, you know, right now it looks like he's got 3:36 left of his high school basketball career, so you might as well go out playing hard.
LeGrand from about 8 feet. And he's giving them some offense off the bench. He's got 5. He makes it a 9-point game. And Lex gets through the trap up ahead to Depperschmidt, who wisely slows it down.
I don't think you're going to see Lexington shoot any more threes. I know they've made 1 tonight, and I think that's what they're going to finish the game with.
And Lex will just take their time. A foul called on O'Brien. That's personal number 2 for Jayonte O'Brien. So Eichler back to the line where he's 0 for 1.
But also that's 9 team fouls. So after this, we'll be shooting bonus for Lexington. Senior High's had a hard time boxing out from the free throw line.
Eichler now with 7. And the senior makes them both. He's now 2 for 3 from the line. He's got 8 points, and the lead is back to 11.
But when you penetrate and kick like that in this situation, you got to shoot the three. I don't care what kind of percentage you are, you got to shoot it.
Maurice Ware tried to split 2 defenders. He draws the foul.
They got an NBA and one on that one.
The foul was on Forup, so that's number 3 on him. And it will send Maurice Ware to the line where he's 0 for 2. Make that 1 for 3. And he is now in double figures with 11. Depperschmidt wide open.
Good short jumper that time. Good ball movement by Lexington.
Ware for 3. And Malachi Johnson with a big putback.
Lex forgot to box out that time. Still, if you're senior high, you got to create turnover or 2 down here. And you got to score a layup from it. And that's not going to do it.
Nope, and that's foul number 5 on Ware. So Maurice Ware is done. And he leaves the game with 11 points. And if the Tigers are going to mount a comeback, it's going to be without their leading scorer.
He and Marquise Sykes have some words with each other. Marquise, I'm sure, very appreciative of what Maurice Ware has done for him and the program. And it's an emotional time when you're a senior playing in your last basketball game. But Maurice Ware's had a heck of a career. We've enjoyed following him.
We have, and he's a friend of the show. He's a very colorful young man.
Oh, yeah.
Forup misfires, one of the rare mistakes that Lexington has made here tonight. 2 minutes to go. It's a 10-point ball game. O'Brien pushes, and a foul is going to be called on Caden Eichler. That's his second.
Now, if you're senior high, you're excited. Now you get to go to the free throw line. The clock is stopped, and here's a chance to inch back into the, at least cut the deficit from 10 to 8, and a chance to get into your full court pressure.
O'Brien, though, a 42% free throw shooter. And he will shoot 1 and the bonus. And he makes a big one. And right now the Tigers need all the points they can get, especially with the clock stopped. That was foul number 3 on A.J. Depperschmidt. O'Brien makes them both. Well, it's an 8-point game. We're under 2 minutes to go. And LeGrand whistled for the personal. That's his second. So Lex can put it away from the free throw line. And as a team, they're a 60% free throw shooting team, which
is not great, but it's better than Mansfield Senior. And right now with a lead, 60%, they would accept that.
A.J. Young hits the first. Young's a 75% free throw shooter. And he calmly sinks them both. And the Lexington student section, a very brightly colored Lexington student section. They're fired up with under 2 minutes to go. O'Brien, little Euro step inside, and it's just hard shooting over the size. And a jump ball, and it will stay with Mansfield Senior.
Possession will go to the Tigers.
Malachi Johnson for three.
Good box out.
And a reach in, and I believe that'll be on Carry-On Lindsay. That's his second.
Looks like some of the senior high faithful are putting their jackets on.
Tyler Jackson hasn't scored tonight. Jackson splits the pair. Timeout by Lexington. 1:35 to go in the fourth quarter. And the Minutemen up by 11. And it looks like the Minutemen will advance to the district final to take on the winner of either Huron or Norwalk. Huron, the number 1 seed. And it's almost the same scenario as Mansfield Senior faced. They had beaten Norwalk twice already this season, and they're looking for a three-peat here.
Yeah, and they beat Norwalk soundly. It was a good game for the first half, close game.
I'm sorry, they beat them once.
Yeah, but it was soundly. But Huron really lit it up in the second half. That game was at Norwalk, but as we've talked before, now the game really counts. That was a non-conference game. This game means something.
Winner of this district will advance next week to the regional tournament to take on the winner of the Ada district. And the games get bigger, the field gets smaller.
Just ask the Shelby Whippet girls.
Oh.
One game away from Columbus.
Good luck to the Lady Whippets.
Are they going to sleep tonight?
I doubt it.
Exciting
ball out of bounds.
times.
It will go to Lexington.
The nice thing with the Shelby Whippets is they only have to travel to Mansfield, to Pete Henry. So it'll be a short trip for the town of Shelby. And if you're thinking about robbing a house in Shelby, tomorrow night might be the night to do it.
Did you sleep a lot during your tournament runs?
I didn't sleep at all back then, so I'm catching up now.
Foul's going to be called on Carry-On Lindsay.
Talking about no sleep, how about our producer Adam here with a little one, the hardest working person in OH.Report, a baby at home. The poor guy gets no sleep at all, and I hate this. I'm just going to tell you, Brian, it's showing on him. It's starting to show on him right now.
Oh,
But,
yes.
yeah.
We would be remiss if we did not thank Nicole, his better half. And, yes, I will use the word better
Oh, yeah.
to describe her. She not only puts up with Adam, she is feeding us in between games. She sent little goodie packs for both of us with food in it. So a very special thank you, Nicole.
And thank
Because
you
we know
for-
it didn't come from Adam. In fact, there was
exactly.
a wrapper in mine, so he already dipped into mine. Marquis Sykes going to his bench with 1:24 to go. Trying to get some of his seniors out here. Connor Nicholson checks in. Brock Hill. Hudson Moore makes the free throw. Miles Bradley with another shot.
Miles is another senior who's had a great career for senior high on the gridiron and in the basketball court. Does he run track?
I
baseball?
believe so. I believe he's a track athlete, but he will continue his athletic career collegiately on the football field. Just an outstanding football player. Of course, his dad is Chokey Bradley,
And all his kids are athletes, aren't they? Something in the blood.
I think even the flies at his house are athletes. Well, it's been a nice tournament run for the Tygers, and of course not what Marquise Sykes would like, but a lot of youth on this roster. Jarmel Shaw has it swatted out of bounds, and it will stay with the Tygers with 47 seconds left.
I'm glad that J.J. Shaw was able to get in. I've told you before my respect for that young man. He'll be attending University of Toledo next year, wants to become an engineer, and I don't care what he decides to do. He's going to be successful. He's a great young man.
Connor Nicholson launches a three that doesn't go. And Lex will slow it down. And the Lexington Minutemen are going to go to the district championship. J.J. Young off the bench for Lexington.
Now, 18 seconds left, 18.8. You just brought subs in, and you probably told them you're not allowed to shoot. Just dribble the ball out. I've always said now, go ahead and shoot the ball and just ask for forgiveness.
They'll throw it in the corner. That'll be it. And Lexington will defeat Mansfield Senior for the third time this season. 44-33, the final in the district semifinal. And they will advance to the championship game on Saturday. We'll be back to wrap it up right after this. You've been watching high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH.Report.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
James 1 Incorporated, providing innovative workshops and training for school districts throughout Ohio. We specialize in the areas of cultural awareness and sensitivity, reaching the unreachable student, dangers of teen substance abuse, and more. We offer relevant workshops for coaches and student athletes, and with virtual options available for all trainings, call today and schedule your first session. James 1 Incorporated, first in promoting excellence through quality professional development.
we guarantee nobody else gets you closer to the action than our exclusive coverage. So give me a call, Brian Skoronsky, and let's make you a part of the game.
Time now for our Faust Chiropractic and Maximum Performance Player of the Game, Baden Forup. Another outstanding night for you and your Lexington Minutemen. 15 points, 9 rebounds, and we saw you guys play against Clear Fork, and the matchup there, they just didn't match up very well against you guys. But tonight, a little bit different. And how hard was it playing the same team for the third time this season?
I think it's pretty difficult. I mean, they know what we can do. They know who we have. They know everything about us, and we just have to focus on our offense and our defense and shut them down.
Now, all the talk really, at least when we were getting ready for this game, was about the offense and about stopping guys like you and more inside. But defensively, you guys really came out and took away the middle. What did you guys focus on as you prepared against them defensively?
We knew that they can get inside and finish inside, and they used their driving to kick it out for threes, and we just decided we worked on it all week at practice so we could stop it.
I was really impressed with the defensive intensity that you guys had, and you, especially with your shot blocking ability, you really did a nice job protecting the rim.
Thank you.
So now you guys are going to get to play for a district championship, and this is also the second win that Coach Hamilton adds to his total coaching wins. Did you guys know he became the all-time winningest coach against Clear Fork?
I think everybody else knew but me, because I didn't know until after the game, so it was exciting.
Well, congratulations on this game, and good luck on Saturday.
All right, thank you.
Baden Forup, our player of the game, 15 points, 9 rebounds, and leading Lexington to their district semifinal win over the Tygers of Mansfield Senior. See if Coach can grab his headset there. Well, there wasn't really a whole lot to say, but just the effort really that Lexington put forth at both ends of the floor, especially I thought defensively, was the difference.
Well, they forced Senior High into 9 3-point shots, and, let me take that back, 11. Mansfield only able to make 1, and you're going to have to make some perimeter shots to beat Lexington because they are so big. Besides Forup, they've just got great size with Elijah Hudson, with Hudson Moore. Their guards, Eichler, they're just a very tall basketball team. You're going to have to make some perimeter shots to beat them, and Senior High was not able to make perimeter shots and not able to get out and get any easy shots tonight.
As we continue with our Milestone Event Center post-game show, let's take a look at the final numbers. And really, again, I have to remind you, this is for 4 quarters. Not a lot of offense by either side.
Well, we said at the beginning of the game, 44 points. We said if a team could get to 40, they're going to win this game because we knew it was going to be a low-possession, low-scoring basketball game. And 44 points wins the game really rather comfortably. I mean, I don't know if we could say Lexington was challenged in the fourth period. But, yeah, you look at the stats and, is there anything that really excites you about it, Brian?
No. Mansfield Senior was able to score 16 points in the fourth quarter, but by then it was too little too late. But defensively, they gave up 19.
Well, yeah, and again, that was where their only hope there at the end was to get out and full court and try to cause turnovers, and if Lex was able to break the pressure, they were going to get easy baskets. And it was a game of Lex scoring inside 2 feet and Senior High not being able to score outside 10 feet.
Well, with the win, Lexington is now 15-9, and Mansfield Senior ends the season 7-16. The final score tonight, Lexington 44 and Mansfield Senior 33. The Minutemen advance to play the Norwalk-Huron winner in the district championship game on Saturday night. That game is at 7 o'clock. Our thanks to tonight's broadcast team. Our producer was Adam Thompson, and the fine camera work courtesy of Jory Hollenbeck and Dalen Goff. Most of all, our thanks to you for joining us. Once again, the final score, Lexington 44 and Mansfield Senior 33. You've been watching boys high school tournament basketball live and free on the OH.Report, powered by BS Media Productions, the future of local sports. For Gregg Collins, I'm Brian Harter. So long from Ashland.